As football is ramping back up, mandatory minicamps are here, and if you are unfamiliar with how the schedule works right now, basically, the Buccaneers will go through these mandatory camps, then they will have the so-called summer break, and then, before we know it, training camp and the preseason is gonna be here. It comes at you quick. I believe we are about almost 3 months exactly away from week 1. But anyways, there's a lot going on with the Buccaneers. We had a ton of interviews today that I want to show and react to. We have some Shiloh Sanders news. You don't want to miss it. But first things first, before I do begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 60,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe that we can get there super fast. Alright, so I know the Sanders family has been the hot topic of this offseason, so I'm going to keep the Shiloh news short and sweet, but I had to bring it to you guys first. Recently, he bought Apple Watches and dropped them off for his former team in Colorado, and there was stuff going around with a car he bought, so apparently he has been living lavishly since getting signed, which was a surprise to many. It shouldn't have been. Everyone knows the Sanders family is wealthy, but there's going to be those people who are harsh critics of anything that any Sanders does. But Shiloh ended up being signed for a reason at the end of the day. According to various trustworthy sources, Shiloh impressed the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coaches, veterans, and many at OTAs, so good stuff from him. You'll love to see it. Hopefully he can continue to learn and make strides forward. Anyways, moving on, now let's talk Chris Godwin and his rehab. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers put their trust in Chris Godwin this offseason when they re-signed him to a 3-year, $66 million deal despite a brutal injury that he suffered in 2024. But how close is he to hitting the field again? Godwin suffered a dislocated ankle against the Baltimore Ravens, putting him out for the season, of course. He hit free agency and then signed back with the Bucs, but Tampa Bay appeared to be planning for the future and hedging its bets by drafting wide receiver Emeka Egbuka in the first round from the Ohio State University in the 2025 NFL Draft. Egbuka has been hard at work across rookie minicamp, OTAs, and now mandatory minicamp, but Godwin has continued to rehabilitate himself. The Buccaneers, of course, spoke to the media after day 1 of mandatory minicamp, and head coach Todd Bowles had an update on Godwin, who was not participating and only appeared on the sidelines toward the end of practice. He's rehabbing inside right now, doing everything inside, he said. When the trainers tell me he's ready to go outside, then we'll take a look at him outside. And I'll try to see if I can find that clip, and I'll show it later on. The Buccaneers have previously mentioned that having Chris Godwin ready for week 1 has been a goal, and it will be interesting to see if Godwin can make it happen. Training camp could be a big revelation. Should Godwin continue his rehab during training camp and fail to make an appearance there, his week 1 status would definitely be in doubt. If that's the case, Egbuka can play a similar archetype and fit right in with the offense. The Bucs believe in Godwin, however, it seems as if they're perfectly fine with waiting for him to be 100% healthy, because ultimately that's all that matters. You don't need him week 1, you need him week 15 through the rest of the season. That's really when things matter the most, because I think the Buccaneers are going to be a playoff team. I really do. With Godwin or not, I think they have the weapons, I think they have the culture, and Godwin will continue rehabbing at one Buccaneer place until then, while Egbuka gets valuable reps in Josh Grizzard's offense. Alright, moving on, let's go back to some of the interviews and see what was said, because it's one thing to tell you guys news and storylines, but it's another thing to hear it from the players themselves. And I know nobody has time to watch 20 to 30 minutes of interviews, so I have broken down the best highlights from the day, starting with the Commander-in-Chief, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the foundation that we tried to, instill last year, and we obviously evolved throughout the year and the season. So it's nice to be able for guys to not have to learn it from scratch. There's obviously a few tweaks and things, motions and different things that Grizz wants to get done, which is great to always. If you're not trying to get better, you're not going to survive. So we're doing that right now. When you look at the stats, I'm not a big stat guy, but we weren't as much down the field explosives. We were creating a lot of open in the middle and guys getting some yak. But yeah, working on that, being able to connect onto the chemistry we're trying to build right now, and just the timing of some of these routes, where the landmarks are, understanding if it's too high, one high, where we're trying to throw the ball. So yeah, this is the time of year we're working on it. Obviously, you would love to have more down the field shots, but any completion is a good one. Third down's got to have it situations where I'm going to try and do everything I can to get the first down or whatever it is that we need, but there's also a time and place to to throw the ball away. I think when it comes to protecting myself, I think the biggest thing is the sack number.
So good stuff from Baker right there. We all know he's a guy that is going to do whatever it takes to win a football game. He'll put his body on the line. He'll sacrifice. He'll do it all. He has always played with a chip on his shoulder since college, and this really may be that critical year that kind of defines who Baker is. Is he just an above average quarterback that can lead a 10-7 team, or is he the guy to take this team over the hump and get to the NFC Championship game? Those building blocks start right now, and the Buccaneers do have the weapons to make a run, but only 2 teams in the entire league can do it. It's not easy, to say the least, and not getting to the Super Bowl does not necessarily mean everything is a failure right away. But yeah, nonetheless, this is a huge season for Baker and his legacy. He already proved so much by being a walk-on and then winning the Heisman, to being let go of by the Browns, struggling in Carolina, and then finding his new home in Tampa and making a name for himself again. I personally, as a Cleveland Browns fan myself, want nothing more but to see this guy succeed. But now we have to move on. Let's take a look at some of the things Todd Bowles said in his press conference.
Todd, how do you feel like Rashad has handled this role where Bucky has emerged as the lead back on this team, and really, even going back to last year, having to split his time with him?
I mean, he's been fine. Rashad's a pro. He's going to play football. He's going to do his job when he gets in there. He's great around the guys. He's great for the team. We've been through this last year. It's not anything that's a surprise right now. I mean, it was very similar last year, and nothing's changed.
Coach, you had something different with some monitors up there showing replays of the previous play in practice. What was that all about? When did you adopt that, and what does that provide you on the field?
It's a test right now. You know, we're running some tests right now. It's another option other than the tablets on the sideline right now for practice, so they can see their plays after it happens all the way up until the next play goes. So it's something we're trying out, taking a look at and evaluating this minicamp, and we'll make a decision on it going forward after that.
Do you sense a change with this team at all as far as attitude, demeanor coming into this maybe minicamp compared to last year?
I think there's more chemistry coming in because the guys have been together for a year, and it's been a lot of the same guys, and they welcome the new guys as well. So going forward, we'll continue to develop the chemistry, and the confidence will come as they make each other better.
Todd Bowles is so relaxed that it's kind of funny how nonchalant he answers some of his questions. You can tell he's not too caught up in the moment. He isn't like overanalyzing or overthinking things, and he has that quiet confidence to him that you want to see. Obviously, I don't know what he is like behind the scenes, but at times it would be nice to see him a little more pedal to the metal and a little more hardcore, but he seems like a great guy to be around, and he's led this team to a winning record and playoff appearances over the last few seasons, so now it is time to make that next step. The Bucs definitely are doing everything right now, though. I absolutely love this receiving core. I mean, imagine if come playoff time everyone was healthy and they had Emeka Egbuka, Chris Godwin, and Mike Evans. That would be absurd, and Baker would have a field day back there. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point in the video, and if you enjoyed and haven't yet, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe, because your support truly does mean the world, and also let me know what you would like to see next, and until then, I will see you all later.